Hello there, this is Sammy33, and we are going to be running a couple of franchises or eras in NBA 2K. So, if you remember last year, I did the Jordan era with the Miami Heat, the Kobe era with the Orlando Magic. Didn't get to finish either, got behind. A lot of stuff went into that. A big thing was moving out here, moving away from California, moving to Colorado. That played a big role, got behind. It is what it is. This year, we're going to do one repeat and one new one. So we've pretty happy to see that they added the LeBron era, because this is probably the last era that I really watch basketball on a normal basis. Obviously, growing up in this era, these two, Laker fan, enjoyable, but this is where most of my basketball watching started. It ended here. You're going to try to get the Lakers a three-peat. They got eliminated. This is, I think, this is the year that I went out to SDSU the season before. No, this season. And the Lakers were eliminated in the second round, swept nasty. JJ Barea, I'm sure he remembers that series very well. Against the Lakers, lost to Dallas in 4, and then they eventually upset the Heat in the finals. The ultimate choke job of LeBron James. So, we're going to run with the Lakers in this one, and it should be fun. My favorite team, my favorite player all time, Pau Gasol, and we'll see what we can do with these guys. So we're going to use the draft class. You don't know, this is the draft class. Kawhi Leonard, Klay Thompson, pretty solid draft class. See what happens with it, but let's look at what we've got. One noticeable thing here, you can see at center, they've got Pau. Cool, right? Yeah, no arguments with that. Unfortunately, Powell did not play center with this team. He was the power forward. The center was Andrew Bynum. He is not on the roster. I'm not going to add him either. I'm just going to go as is. So I don't think it's fair for other players that are missing. I don't want to really comb through the rosters and see who's there and who's not there. Remember last year, Reggie Miller, Barkley, Chris Webber. I don't want to make things... I don't want to put in, I honestly don't want to put in the extra work. So we're just going to go with what they have. I think that's about as fair as you can get. So obviously, the big guy here, the cover athlete of the game. Let me get to the attributes, went the wrong way. Mr. Kobe Bryant, me, look at all that. And still had stuff to add to it too. Man, this dude did a lot of stuff. Salary-wise, we don't care. We probably won't get that far into it. Look at all these badges. They pretty much the best. I don't want to say for sure the definitive best player in the league. I'd say LeBron still was at this point with his all-around game. But man, in terms of making shots, you're not going to get anyone better than Kobe. He does everything well. Everything. You've got Powell, you've got Odom, versatile. He could play in a big lineup, a small lineup. He can shoot. He can run the offense. You've got Artest, Meta World Peace, Shannon Brown, Matt Barnes, Fisher, Steve Blake down there somewhere. There he is. Theo Ratliff, Luke, and Vujicic. A roster I'm pretty familiar with. Got some really good ones out there, though, to compete with. Looking at the Heat, the obvious best team in the league. LeBron at his peak powers. Dwayne Wade. Well, I wouldn't even say peak because he still had to improve on his offensive game going into the next year. But, man, LeBron was a beast. Wade, obviously. Chris Bosh. Mike Miller, Chalmers, Eddie House. Man. Nasty team. Should be fun. Memphis. Remember the Lakers traded the rights to Marc Gasol in the Powell trade. So there you go. Marc Gasol, Zach Randolph. The Grindhouse, their beginning. Mayo, Rudy Gay, Mike Conley. It's a pretty solid team. So that'll be some competition. Chris Paul is not with the Clippers just yet. But still not a bad team. The Caveman, Chris Kaman, Griffin coming in, starting to come into his own. Gordon, Baron Davis, nice backcourt there. Brian Cook, former Laker, love this guy. Good three-point shooter. Ugh. Ugh. You already know how I feel about these bums. The big three, the big ticket, Paul Pierce, Rondo, sharpshooter Ray Allen, Shaq, trying to coattail his way to another championship. We'll do our best to stop it. Jermaine O'Neal. Eh, could be a difficult team to deal with. The LeBron-less Cavaliers. Sorry, Jameson. It's going to be rough for you guys. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be rough for you guys. Got Derrick Rose with the Bulls. Peak powers. This is an MVP season for him. Brandon Jennings, forgotten guy. What else do we have? Team that stands out. The beginning of the Warriors. Steph Curry, Monte Ellis, Vladimir Radmanovich. This is back when he was called Stephen. No one called him Steph. Then he didn't earn that right just yet. Brandon Roy. A lot of injuries. It sucks. But man, he's a super talented dude. Him, Aldridge, Andre Miller, Wes Matthews. It's not a bad team. We'll see how they compete. Minnesota, got Kevin Love. The upcoming stars, Durant, Westbrook, you got Ibaka, Harden at 81. Man, it's crazy to think he used to be okay, and then he ends up becoming a superstar player. Jeff Green, Cephalosha, good defender. Nick Collison, good defender. Not bad. Phoenix, Grant Hill, one of my favorite players. Not a bad squad there. Raja Bell, not there. Goran Dragic, not bad. The old fossils, well, at least Duncan, but you got him, Ginobili, Parker, George Hill, Tiago Splitter, Jefferson trying to find his way to a ring, McDyess. Obviously, this will be a team that will be in our way. And you got some other solid teams. Look at this. McGrady with Detroit. That just feels weird. Not the same team that they used to be. The Pacers trying to come into their own. Danny Granger, Paul George. Billups and Carmelo with the Nuggets. The champs, or we'll try to keep them from becoming champs. Dirk Nowitzki, Terry, Kidd at the end of his career. Tyson Chandler, JJ, Sean Marion, the man with the ugly shot. Steve Novak. Forgot he was on that team. Brendan Haywood. Orlando, not the same, but see what they can do. They have Vince Carter now, as he was entering into the twilight of his prime, and us. So we're going to see what we can do with this team. We're going to start this franchise out on the highest difficulty, Hall of Fame, playing 12-minute quarters. We'll go from there, but we'll see what we can do looking at the schedule. We got the Rockets first, a home game, kind of nice to get our rings. And you've got the Suns, so tough matchup, Golden State, Memphis, Sacramento. The first month, the first week at least, October's not so bad. November, big matchups that we look forward to. Carmelo, so our first time facing off against him. The Bulls, first time facing explosive point guard in Derrick Rose. No offense to Curry, but he is not the Curry that he used to. Well, he's not the Curry that he is now. We'll just say that. December. Miami on Christmas. Obviously, those matchups will be huge. The Clippers, huge. The Hornets, they still have Chris Paul. We'll see what we can do there. But definitely looking forward to facing some of these teams. The Spurs after Christmas. That's always tough. January 30th. The Celtics at home. We'll take that. The Bobcats. Now, I hate saying the Bobcats because the Lakers have always struggled against them. Don't know why, but whatever. Before the break, after the break, we got the Spurs again in March. Magic, defending Eastern Conference champs. I'm sure that'll be fun. And we have the Spurs near the end of the season. OKC. Magic again, March 14th. Some pretty fun matchups out there. Again, you got OKC there. That should be a fun one. February 10th at Boston. Definitely will be amped for that. Miami again, this time on the road March 10th. So some fun matchups to look at. All 82 games. We'll see how we can do with the Lakers if we can get that three-peat and if we can get things going. Like I said, we'll start on the highest difficulty and go from there. And we'll just kind of keep these things going. So 2K will be a thing every Tuesday and Friday at noon Mountain Time. Oh, there'll be two, one for the Lakers and one for the other franchise. So definitely keep an eye out on those days. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the other side.